Hi everyone, it's me. I'm back again, and I know I haven't done a video in a while. And so today I just wanted to do a video on completing my 7th year on the Breatharian Pranic path. And I just finished my 7th year last week. So it was a perfect time for me to do another video. And so, anyways, for those of you that don't know me, I have been on the Breatharian Pranic path for like this is my 8th year now. And I just found it exhilarating. I found it, um, I was doing videos about how exciting it was, how I felt like I had unlocked the secret, access to pranic energy, to alignment, to lightness, to vitality beyond food. I felt liberated. I felt aligned. I felt deeply connected to life. At the same time, I was doing a 3.5 day dry fast, and then I felt like the 3.5 day dry fast was taking me deeper into the journey. So I felt like, I can start doing a 5 day dry fast. So I was doing a 3.5 day dry fast every quarter, and then I started doing a 3.5 day dry fast once a month, and then I wanted to increase that, so I started doing a 5 day dry fast once a month, and so that's how my progression was. I was like doing a 5 day dry fast once a month. And so eventually, because I just felt like that it was doing me so much good that I look forward to my dry fast, and I felt like it was like the best thing ever, and I could see all these improvements in myself and my being, letting go of all these things, baggages that I may have held on to. So I was really excited about the 5 day dry fast, and that was one of the things that I enjoyed doing. But then there was one day that was kind of like a wake-up call. I decided to get a blood test done. And it's not like I wasn't feeling well or feeling ill or anything like that. I just was feeling fantastic. And I wanted to see if my blood test would mirror how I was feeling. So I thought, okay, let me go get a blood test and whatever. The results shocked me. My kidney was not functioning at its optimal level. The lab showed mild to moderate kidney impairment. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was doing everything right, living a high vibrational life. I felt completely devastated, confused, and even guilty. How could I have unintentionally harmed the very body that I was trying to elevate? So I went to doctors to try to figure out what was going on. I went to natural doctors, I went to naturopaths, I went to homeopaths, I went to all kinds of paths. And I told them my story, but when I went to like actual doctors, I didn't feel these doctors would really fully understand my lifestyle. The chronic path is already so misunderstood, and dry fasting is even more misunderstood. And for those of you that know my path, I do urine therapy, and urine therapy is even more misunderstood. So definitely, that was out of the question. I was going to mention my lifestyle. So I stayed quiet. But the mainstream doctors did every test. They ran the blood test for my blood pressure, for my cholesterol, glucose, kidney scans, and everything came out normal. Like my kidneys looked normal, but it just wasn't functioning properly. Um, so one of the doctors asked me, "Are you drinking enough water?" And I said, and I smiled and said, "Yes, I'm drinking 2 liters a day." And then one doctor said, "You don't look like a kidney patient." And so he didn't really know what was going on with me. So he wanted to put some radioactive liquid into my veins or something and see where the kidney wasn't functioning properly. And I was like, no, I'll pass on the radioactive stuff. So I kind of left that place, and I said, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my kidney test up? So anyways, that kind of plagued me for most of last year, that I didn't know what was going on in my body, and I didn't know why my kidneys not working properly, because I was drinking water and I was fasting and I was like having urine and I was doing my urine therapy. So where was the problem? Like, why were my kidneys not working properly? And it was just so perplexing that I just was like so devastated that I thought maybe this chronic Breatharian path is not the thing. Maybe it causes kidney problems, right? And so I got really scared, and I didn't really know what to do. So, like in tears, I reached out to a friend of mine. She's a healer, and I told her about my issues. So she did healing on me, and then I did the test, and then the numbers came up a bit, you know? So she told me that basically it was a past life issue, and then everything will be fine. And so I was like, oh, great. And I even did a video. I was like, oh my God, it was a past life issue. And now my kidneys are fine, everything's fine. So I was ecstatic. I was like, yeah, wow, wow, it was just a past life issue. Now it's solved. But a few months later, I tested again and the numbers dipped again. And the fear was overwhelming. I began to wonder, am I dying? Did I shorten my lifespan instead of extending it? I mean, I thought I had the key to longevity. Did I just screw the whole thing up and am I going to die soon? Um, my friend scanned me again and she said my kidneys were dehydrated and my liver was compensating. So I increased my water intake. The numbers improved, but then they dipped again. And then they improved and they dipped again. But it just wouldn't like this was low and it would just kind of go up, but it wouldn't go to normal, you know. So I was like in a turmoil. It was like a roller coaster ride for me, and I didn't really know what was going on. So I was heartbroken. I felt like I had let the people closest to me down. How could this be happening to me? I mean, I have helped people with their physical ailments, and how is it that I wasn't able to help myself? Did I overdo the dry fasting? I thought to myself. Did I do irreversible damage to my kidneys? So I spent sleepless nights questioning everything on this journey. Like, what the hell was I doing? Um, I even began wondering whether my body needed solid food again. I mean, that's how scared I was. I didn't know what was going on. Um, so there came, so there was this whole year of turmoil. My seventh year was just completely like, am I dying? Do I need to plan for my future? Am I going to be dead? What am I doing? And I'm like, I have to figure something out. I mean, this can't be possible, right? And I kept like, making sure I was having enough water and, 2 liters a day. And I didn't really know what was going on. And I didn't really even know who to reach out to because it's not like you reach out to doctors or, or anybody because they just don't understand the path. And so I'm just kind of in my quietness trying to figure out what's going on. And so you guys know that I travel a lot. So one day, as I was traveling, I found a nephrologist, which is a kidney doctor. And when I looked online, he had excellent reviews, and so I booked an appointment with him out of desperation. I was like, no, I need to go see somebody and figure this thing out. And he reviewed my labs and said, your blood pressure is normal, all your other markers are normal, it looks good. But yes, your kidneys are showing mild to moderate impairment. And and that was mild to moderate, but earlier, it was even worse. It was like severe to moderate impairment. And so I did come up to mild to moderate. So I was like, okay, but I still wanted to get it back to normal, right? Obviously. So then on a piece of paper, he's like making notes and he goes, okay, I'm going to give you a prescription. And on a piece of paper, now, of course, I don't take pharmaceutical drugs, but he's writing on a piece of paper. I'm like, okay, what's the prescription? So he says, he's written, drink 3 liters of water a day for 48 hours and repeat the test. So I was like drinking 3 liters of water every day for 48 hours, and then I repeated the test. So as many of you know, I practice urine therapy. So drinking 3 liters of water and also doing urine therapy wasn't going to be possible. So for those 48 hours, I just drank my morning urine and then had my 3 liters of water. And believe it or not, my next test came back completely normal. So it came back to normal, but normal for my age, not normal for a normal, fine, healthy person, right? And so I was like, okay, it came back normal, but that was great because otherwise it wasn't even normal. It was like below normal, right? I mean, it was like mild to moderate, moderate to severe kidney impairment. So now I came back to normal for my age. I'm like, okay, I'm making progress, right? This is great. And so I was like, okay, let me keep drinking 3 liters of water every day. So I kept drinking 3 liters of water every day. And then I went online and I said, well, why is I'm still trying to figure out what was going on with me. And then I realized that um, as I was researching online, I realized that maybe I didn't have enough magnesium in my system because when you're detoxing a lot, the way I was detoxing with all this dry fasting and all that kind of stuff, when you're detoxing a lot, then what happens is it uses up your magnesium. So then I thought, okay, well, let me take some magnesium. So I was having 3 liters of water and having magnesium, and then having all these teas that would help support my kidney function, right? So there was like, I mean, I have a whole, like all kinds of teas that I was taking. Um, and if if you go to Amazon and you say tea for kidney health, they have a bunch of teas. So I basically ordered them all, and I was like, okay, let me try them all. So I tried all the teas for my kidney, and then yeah, and so I was doing that, and I did that, and then I was traveling again to another city, and so I decided, okay, well, you know what? I've been on this for about 2, 3 weeks now, and so I said, okay, let me try to take the test again to see if there's a result because I'm kind of desperate to get it back to normal. Not just normal for my age, but normal for anybody. Like, I feel like I should be at my optimal health, not at normal for my age health, right? So I was like, I need to be optimal. And so I then again, like I said, I was having 3 liters of water and having magnesium, and I was like, okay, and then having all these herbal teas that help support the kidney function. And I was like, okay. So then I decided to take another blood test. And then, believe it or not, I took the blood test and my results came back completely normal, like normal for a healthy person. So, just to give you an idea, my EGRF score came down to 39, which is kind of moderate, close to moderate to severe kidney impairment. And then it would go up to like 40, 45. But then after that doctor told me drink 3 liters of water every day, it came up to like 64, which is like, okay, normal for someone my age. But, I didn't want to be normal, okay, for someone like my age. I wanted my kidneys to be in excellent health, right? So then, anyway, so I got my test results back, and my test results showed that my number was 108. So I went from 39 to 108. Now, 108 is excellent kidney health for anybody. So I was ecstatic. Now my kidneys are normal. So this experience sent me deep into research about hydration, dry fasting, and here's the simple truth. Most people About 75% of the population are chronically dehydrated. So most of us are going around in a dehydrated state. Um, I believe I was drinking enough water, but clearly I wasn't, especially with the monthly 5-day dry fast that I was doing. Dry fasting is powerful. It detoxifies, it resets, it clears deep energetic residue, but it also is very demanding. The kidneys bear the brunt of the load. And without sufficient hydration between fast, they become overburdened, like mine did. So I would dry fast, and sometimes I would even do like 5-day dry, and then in that same month, I would do a 3.5-day dry. So in between my dry fast, I don't think I was hydrating enough. And that's what caused my kidneys to be overburdened because there would be so much detoxing going on that there was not enough water to flush it out. And then I was also low in magnesium, possibly, I think. And so, my magnesium kind of levels went down. Probably, I don't know. I didn't do a magnesium test at the time, but that's what I feel. And I supplemented with magnesium, and that's why my score went up to 108, like to normal levels. So we live in a world that's toxic. I mean, the air we breathe, the food that we take, the lotions, the soaps, the shampoos, the EMFs, it all adds to our body's toxic load. Even without solid food, our system is still processing the environment energetically and physically. So there's so much toxicity and not enough water to flush it out, then the kidneys suffer. So, so here's something that many people don't realize. When you're dehydrated for long enough, you don't even get the thirst signals any longer. Like I didn't even feel like I was thirsty. I would just go about my day and like, oh, I'm not thirsty. Like, but if you have been dehydrated for so long, you don't even get the signal that you're thirsty. So you don't feel thirsty anymore. And but you know what? Guess what? You're still dehydrated, even though you don't get the thirst signals. So this has been my 7th year. I've been struggling a lot with what was going on, how to get my kidneys back to normal, and did I do irreversible damage and all the guilt and the shame and everything that was going on. This is my 7th year. This is what and even before my 7th year, this has been going on. So anyway, so it has been a uh really trying journey. It's been a really trying year, and more than a year it has been. I didn't know if I was going to live long enough. I always thought I was going to have a long life. And I thought, well, I'm shortening my life. What am I doing? And so there was a lot of questions that came up. And so yeah, anyway, so that's been my 7th year, but all is well. Just wanted to share that with you that if you are doing dry fast, we can't take our bodies for granted, that they're always going to be there. I mean, our bodies are always doing what it can do to help us to help us detoxify and all that, but we need to give it in return what it needs, which is water, which is hydration, which is maybe minerals or different supplements that it may be kind of maybe lacking at the time of detoxing. For me, I thought it probably was magnesium because the magnesium stores, like I said, get used up when the detoxification is happening. And maybe I wasn't having enough, maybe I wasn't having enough. Obviously, I wasn't having enough water. So anyways, so that has been my journey. It's a bittersweet. I mean, it was hard times, and now it's wonderful, sweet times. And all the stuff I've learned in between, I thought I would share it with you guys and let you know that don't take your bodies for granted like I did. It's just, they're precious, they're beautiful, they're always doing what they can do to help us live this beautiful life and experience this beautiful life that we have been given. So, take care of it, value it. And even I thought I was valuing and taking care of it, but obviously I wasn't. So make sure my story is just if I can say anything, I would be to make sure that you're hydrated because like I said, 75% of the people are dehydrated. So just make sure you're hydrated. That's the best thing you can do. One of the best things you can do for your body is to stay hydrated. If you're not feeling thirsty, maybe you're completely dehydrated and that's why you're not feeling thirsty. So just drink some water. And, I needed 3 liters of water. Maybe you need 2 liters of water. I don't know, but just kind of see. And I would also say every once in a while, get a test done to see how your body's doing because those are really important things to do as well, just to kind of let you know where you stand. Like for me, I mean, I could have probably gone on, and then if I didn't do my testing, I would have probably gone to kidney failure, and I'd be like, oh my God, how did my kidneys fail? So you don't want to do that. So you want to see where you are, and you can rectify some things like I did. Like it went from like really low to completely normal, excellent condition kidney. I mean, so yeah, I'm ecstatic. But anyways, blah, 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 blah. That's my story. That has been my 7th year, and I wanted to just share it with you guys. And I appreciate you guys watching and listening to me. And thank you so much. Bye-bye.